Dude, you have tan legs.
Thanks.
Welcome to News from Beck.
Oh, thank you. I'm Tan Legerson.
And I'm Fat Butterson.
We're both, our dads were legs and butter.
Legs and butts. Does anyone in your family have a nice fat butt?
No.
That's unfortunate.
What about you?
Yeah, everyone does.
You got a big fat butt family?
I come from a lineage of fat butt families.
Really? You look like such a milk drinking young man that you'd come from a busty
milk.
family.
I've never seen the issue with drinking milk. I've seen the issue with drinking like 2% milk.
Right. I've seen the issue
milk
with milk
is fine.
in the toilet a couple hours later. I'll tell you that. I'm
Oh, you're a lactose?
I can't do milk. I can't do a lot of ice cream.
That's kind of surprising.
I could do like yogurt.
Yeah.
Cheese is okay, but cheese will like block me up. Cheese almost has the opposite effect of milk. But like in my life, I always drank milk as a kid. So much, 2 gallons a week. Like as an only
2 gallons a week?
As an only child, 2 gallons of milk a week. That's how much milk I drank.
That's like so much.
Oh, it's like a glass in the morning and a glass at night.
I think that's more than that.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of milk.
Yeah,
A big glass. Though.
There's like 8 glasses in a gallon.
Yeah, I had 16 glasses of milk a week.
Oh my God.
Sam's Club.
Well,
Ultimate.
Sam's Club. Okay. Well, at
Ultimate
least
milk gallon.
that was back when milk was like pretty cheap. It wasn't too bad.
Right. I haven't bought milk in forever, but I refuse to drink like almond milk or oat milk or anything because it's like I'm over it. You know?
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to. Oh, there it is. Trying to find my mouse. Well, we're back.
Back and brighter than ever.
Back, yeah. If you can tell, we got some new lights in the studio. And that's very exciting because now we're upping the production. I got a nice black backdrop that I'm going to be hanging this week. That'll be my project this week.
Speaking of fat asses, black backdrop.
That's right. And this is not working. It's not working. Let me try turning it off.
Oh, shit. Delay on the sound
and back on. Let's try
It's
this.
quintessential.
It is at this point now. We can't go
back.
I can't go to like the DMV without this.
I actually
anymore.
have had conversations with you feeling like I'm like waiting for you to hit.
I know it's crazy.
You kind of need it now.
I need it, and I'll tell you why I don't want to do stand up because you don't get a button.
I know.
If I could somehow hook a device into the microphone,
you could.
And then just hit a button.
You do it.
Could I just be that guy?
Sure. You bring your own like Bluetooth speaker, and then you just have your phone, and you just do the noises that you do on the podcast.
Yeah. Or I could just do the noises like myself.
I'll be there.
But that's like a big
soundboard.
That's a huge part of like what I'm realizing I think is funny, and it's hard now to be funny without like any emphasis, any kind of trigger for the person to be like, I just said a funny thing.
Right.
Because for years I've said funny things and nobody has laughed. They've just stared at me and been like, that was the most racist thing I've ever heard. But if you can hit a button after, it immediately neutralizes the racism.
Dude,
yeah.
It's like baking soda.
It's just like baking soda. And I'm getting better at it.
That's great. I think you can play the full thing. Who cares at this point?
Yeah.
Views are on the way back up.
Yeah, they are on the way back
Dude,
up.
we're closer to 1,000.
I know.
We're 18 away. We were 20 away. Then we were 22 away. Now we've gained 4, so we're 18 away from 1,000 subscribers.
Guys, please, for the love of Christ, just subscribe. If you're not subscribed and you watch, especially if you watch every week and you just like to see like what's going on below the belt, especially, just hit subscribe. You'll get it right away. It'll help us. And then more. The thing is, like, what you don't understand is you hitting subscribe gets us further, which is allows us to make a better show.
Exactly. And if we get over that 1,000 hump, it's going to make us like it's easier. When you get to 1,000, it'll be easier to get to 2,000. And you're part of a ground floor of the first 1,000. We'll make buttons that say, I was the first 1K subscriber to News from Bed. And you can wear that to the DMV.
Yeah, which is where I was this week. I don't need to dwell on it long, but I'm officially a Florida...
we call you Paddy Dwellfino.
That's right. It's like when you say something, now it doesn't work.
It knows.
Yeah, it doesn't work.
It's only for you, dude. It's only for you.
But... yeah, now I'm a Florida resident.
How does that feel?
It feels great, dude. I'm so excited to go to like a theme
Did they
park.
give you a gun and an alligator?
They did not give me
Shut
a
up,
gun
other states.
and an alligator.
That's what they do. Oh, when you go to Florida, it's a border. They give you a gun and an alligator.
I wish I could have an alligator gun that shoots only black people.
Why?
I don't know.
You're just trying to shoot me a bunch of times.
It just doesn't. It's like the button. It doesn't work unless it's aimed at a black guy. Just black guys. I don't want to like.
I would never.
I would never
woman.
shoot a woman.
Hey, I didn't make the gun, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Well, James, we have
one black fan, right?
we do,
or at least he types like that.
Yeah.
Y'all crazy.
Yeah. There's also a guy who always says like blacks or just like I think one comment was I have a black face for you. Remember?
Right.
So
yes.
he did a joke about blackface, and he's like, I have. So there must be a black guy out there.
Yeah. A perverse freak in his closet just watching this while his family's outside.
Correct. Yeah.
He's just huddled over next to some shoes.
I wonder if they like, if like a black foot fetish guy wants like Air Force One socks.
Oh, yeah.
Like really nice, high quality.
No, he probably
socks.
likes like fat white feet, you know? Like he wants like a flat, wide foot.
Oh, yeah. Like something that can only fit in a van.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah, now we're up and running, dude.
Yeah.
These lights are burning out the jokes.
I know.
from
It's getting hot in here. It's getting sweaty. I'm ready for today's episode. We have a lot of fun stuff. Maybe I should put us on the clock here to make sure we're
sorry.
not,
Yeah, let's clock in. Oh, Uncle Laser is my dad.
Yeah. But, James, you I don't know, what have you been up to?
Oh, you know, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My weight loss journey is well underway. My legs hurt a lot.
Is that good?
I think it's good. I've just been running 2 miles every day.
That's great.
And like my legs are like, all right, man. So I took like a break. Like yesterday I didn't run because my legs were so sore. And I woke up today, I'm like, I'm gonna run, and they hurt worse than they did before. And I stretch before, I stretch after. It's just like that pain of just having 270 pounds crash down on your shins and knees all day.
Well, I will say you have a nice Florida orange right now.
Hey, thank you.
So, and I tried to hit the button. And a Florange pew.
Yeah, Florange pew.
Yeah,
my
you look
favorite
like a lot
actress.
darker than the last time I saw you.
Thank you. I don't know if that's good or bad. Your gun might start firing at me.
That's right.
In a couple weeks.
This is driving me nuts.
It's okay. It's okay. Maybe it'll just limit your capacity.
Because there's a couple important sound effects I have later
okay.
in
We'll
the
put
show.
it down low.
Yeah, I think I just need to adjust this one thing out here. But yeah, tell us about your weight loss journey.
Well, it's been fun. I've been really like pedal to the metal after our check-in where Paddy was revealed to have lost 17 pounds in 2 weeks, which I think we've come to an agreement on that. It's probably less than 17 pounds that he's lost. But it's been fun to just structure myself a little better, do things more organized. I've been eating light. I did fuck up. I did have a mess up. I think it's okay. It's not a purity test.
Ooh, okay.
You know,
what was it?
I got a McCheeseburger.
Oh my God, a McCheeseburger?
I went over to my buddy's house, and it was the people we did the pizza show with.
Oh, okay,
and the pop up, and they were doing like test kitchen. They were testing out recipes, and so they had 4 pizzas that they made, and they were trying to see what their special would be because they have an event tomorrow. If you'd like to go, we could go.
Okay,
it's over at Small Bar.
Why would you go into the belly of the beast?
My leg! Well, I went in because I was like, oh, I didn't eat anything all day, you know. So I'm like, you can like the thing that I've learned is that like some sort of like I'm not doing anything and I will never eat outside the bars of this doesn't work for me as well.
Right.
It's all about calorie deficit. And so I go in, and it's not just most of the guys aren't participating in this aspect of it, but there's 2 guys who are cooking the pizzas and prepping the pizzas, and we're all hanging out talking, and they're ripping a bong, and I haven't ripped a bong in like a long time.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, I'll rip a bong. That'd be kind of fun, you know, because I don't have any weed stuff with my thing. You do. But so I like ripped the bong. These other 2 guys, let me just say, ripping the bong like addicts, like bong addicts. They were like. And they were like doing bread. They were ripping it so hard and fast. It was like the whole bowl that you light was like extinguished by the time they did one. I'm like, guys, you have a problem. Like I'm sitting here like take the thing out, inhale. It's like a nice calm, like fun, like that was like no heat, no cough. It's fun. It's like different. Tastes a little better.
You're going for like the silent bong hit, like
Jay and Silent Bong.
Yeah, your great aunt. Your great aunt is in the other room, and you're about to like slowly hit the bong, pass it to a friend, and then blow it through a sploof. The window.
Exactly. Some dryer sheets in a tube from a toilet paper roll.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
That's like the first science project I think I ever got an A on.
Right.
Nobody ever caught me with the sploof.
You go to the science fair in high school. You're like, this is actually to discreetly smoke. Like you can't be doing.
It doesn't work with crack.
Yeah, I've tried. Trust me. You're just covered in scabs.
A lot of trial and
error.
So you hit the bong.
So I hit the bong like twice, and like I don't smoke that much weed anymore, so I'm pretty flated, not fucked up, but I was like, okay. And then you know what? They're drinking sake, and we're all just sitting around. I'm drinking some sake. I'm like trying some pizzas, and they're pretty good pizzas. Cody made one. Cody's the guy who runs the pizza thing, and he made a lot of the pizzas with his team at the stand-up pop-up event we did. Mm-hmm. He made this pizza. He made 2 pizzas. One of them was one of the best pizzas I've ever had. It was like a mushroom pizza. I'm a big mushroom pizza guy. He did a great job.
I love mushrooms.
It was like a mixed mushroom, the little like
martial arts.
Mixed, MMMDA. It was great though. It was a nice mix, and then he had this like lemon pesto on top. It was like exactly the kind of thing I want from like a mushroom pizza.
That's good.
The other one he made was a samosa pizza, which is that Indian kind of like hot pocket potato thing. Worst pizza I've ever put in my mouth. And his friends were like, "Oh no, like I'd give it like a 6 out of 10." I'm like 0. That's a 0.
Wow, so you told them a 0. You were like quite honest.
I was being honest because like, what are you guys gonna do? You're gonna sell shitty pizza to people?
Exactly. It's a test. Anytime someone wants critiquing, I feel like we live in a world where nobody critiques anymore.
Give me a break. You're gonna sell this? This sucks. Never make this again. They're like, it wasn't that bad. I'm like, would you ever sell it? Silence.
Wow.
No, we would never sell it. Yeah, okay.
No way.
Look, I just had an idea. Well, it failed.
Yeah, sometimes ideas are bad.
Yeah, have you seen Morning Good?
have you watched Needs from Bed? The soundboard, not a great idea.
No, it's the best idea, dude. I want people to be mad at how much we do it.
I know. That would be great.
That's the best, because at least they're listening. They want to hear us, and we're like smothering our own personalities, going like, "Welcome to Morning Uncle Laser."
I always said the perfect podcast, and eventually we'll get there, is a podcast where we don't even talk. It's just a series of sounds that make you laugh.
Right.
Like, and it could be sonically like a wow, 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 you know,
That'd
like just stuff like
a
that.
A whole episode
for an hour. You're just listening to like a frequency that's like tickling your bones.
Right. Yeah,
you
that's
know?
like my stand-up act.
It's
a series of beeps. Series of boops and beeps, man. But yeah, I don't know. I've been like, the weight loss. How have you been on the weight loss thing? You feel good?
I feel good. This week I didn't get out a lot though because I had to work a lot.
Right.
So I didn't like. I was like careful about what I ate, but I didn't like do any exercise.
Right.
So I feel like this week I'm going to be pretty much the same. But
this is our 3rd week, right?
This is the 3rd week.
Okay, so we're about halfway done.
Yes, this is a halfway point.
Okay, and then next week we'll do another weigh, and then we have 2 more weeks.
Correct, yeah.
I feel like I made good progress. Someone took a picture of me at a horrible stand-up show. We can get into that later. They did a great job. I just had like the most like sweaty set I've had in like a year.
Okay. Yeah.
Nothing wrong with the show. Shelley was great and nice, and it was at this weird kombucha bar, and the kombucha was great. Everything was lined up very well. It just the pieces didn't fit, you know?
Yeah.
It's like when you make like a pizza with like Indian food on top of it.
Sure.
Like a samosa pizza. Yeah. Like not everything lined up correctly. But I don't know. I feel pretty good. I feel like I've been making good progress. And someone took a photo of me at this show, and I was like, oh, I look like noticeably somewhat thinner.
Oh, that's good.
It was like, oh, okay. Like if I'm checking it, because I see myself every day, it's hard to see the difference. But I was like, oh, like the bloat is kind of gone. I'm getting some workouts in. I've been eating pretty light. Other than after the pizza thing, I've been high, so I like put some eye drops in my eyes, and I'm like, I got to go home. I'm driving home, and I realized I didn't eat anything all day other than the samples of pizza.
Okay.
So I was like, fuck.
Oh, so then you got to
make the weed dragged me into the McDouble.
Right.
So I had a McDouble.
That's going to be my big fear is if I go back to weed.
I'll go back to
McDouble because I like McDouble.
McDouble patty.
McDouble with no onions on top of a McChicken.
Like McGangbang.
A McGangbang. You take the bottom bun off of the McDouble. Just put that right on
And that's
top.
what you would eat?
I would eat 2 of those.
Oh my God. That's 4 sandwiches.
And then
You're destined for obesity.
I would eat 2 of those and 6 McNuggets. Anytime I would get McDonald's.
You got 4 sandwiches and 6 McNuggets?
And a soda.
Oh my God, dude.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know. It was bad. But I think those days are over. I think now I look at McDonald's as something that's like my arch nemesis.
Right.
You know, I look at it like the show Two Nosy Meerkats.
We're coming for you.
Yeah, you guys.
We're going to put you in the Gabby Jordan ground.
Your time is coming. I'll just say that.
Yeah, that's our next target. Dude, we have to every month pick a podcast to target. April was the Morning Good Takedown.
Yep.
Next month, May.
Oh, that's this month. Maybe this is April.
This is April.
Who am I? Yeah, so next month, Nosy Meerkats. After that, Call Me Father. They're going down next. I'll tell you why.
Grant and your friend, what's that guy's name?
Josh
Greedon. What's his name?
Greedon.
Josh Greedo. I'm about to shoot first. Grant more like Grant less.
We're about to put a McClunky in you. Greedo.
What's
right?
that guy, Lucas Arnold? More like Lucas Arnold Schwarzenegger. You're dead. You're old. I'm going to make you old and you're going to be governor of California, you old bitch.
Unbelief is a
At least I still have my.
You just end up having like a perfect run, and every key on your keyboard has become a soundboard.
It's gonna become Guitar Hero. These are all gonna like wear away,
Oh,
and I'm just
dude.
gonna have images of like different
Uncle
emotions.
Laser, the guy from SpongeBob.
Well, I guess real quick before we get into the meat and potatoes of the episode,
Right.
I just wanted to share my story about how I pre-ordered the Nintendo Switch.
アドルレーザーイズエーファゲット
What? What is that?
There is-
What does that translate to?
I
wonder.
I don't know.
Uncle Laser.
I got my hands on the new Nintendo Switch from GameStop, and it was a journey to get this thing because the pre-orders went live at midnight on April 24th. So that was yesterday, the night before?
Right.
The night before yesterday.
Yeah.
So I stayed up till midnight. I went to the Walmart website, okay? I refreshed at midnight, literally at midnight, got in line, had a 45-minute wait. So I waited on the computer for 45 minutes. It said, you're in line. You'll have 45 minutes to wait. After that, you have 10 minutes to add it to your cart. So I waited the whole 45 minutes. It got to my turn where I put it in my cart. I went out to check out, got the Mario Kart 8 or Mario Kart World bundle. So it's the game and the console for $500, which I don't really have the money for. I'll just say that. Like I physically do, but I shouldn't.
Right.
Because I don't have a car yet.
Right. But you're about to buy digital cars.
I'm about to watch.
You're about to be driving more in Nintendo Switch than you will in real life.
So I got it in the cart. I go to check out. I buy it. It says your order is complete. Immediately I look at my phone. I get a confirmation email. After that, I get another email that says Walmart has canceled your order.
No.
So I get back in line again, wait another 10 minutes. Same thing happens. Walmart has canceled your order. So I
Why?
say, fuck this. I have no idea. I went to bed. I woke up at 8:30 a.m. to a call from my bank that said they've detected fraud on my account.
From Walmart?
From Walmart.
They're like, we know you shouldn't be making this purchase. It has to be fraud.
So the guy on the phone, I was like, no, don't worry about that. I was just trying to pre-order the Nintendo Switch 2. He goes, oh, those are live? And we just started talking about the Switch 2 for like a half hour
He's
on the phone.
fan.
I'm like, so yeah, I'll just lift the charge. But anyway, did you see it's got a 7.8-inch screen,
Right,
like
yeah,
all
yeah,
that
yeah.
kind of stuff.
He was into it.
He was so into
I
it.
love when a call person like drops the facade.
Dude, yeah, it was the best.
I had
So-
a guy call me once. You know when they call you and they're like clearly like in Pakistan, but they're like, "Hi, my name is Jonathan," and I'm like, "I will talk to you if you tell me what your real name is." He's like, "Amir."
He's like, my real name is Patel.
Wow.
Wow,
Your real name is Seven Slurs and then Patel.
7 slurs Patel.
My name is Seven Slurs Patel, and I would like to do your comedy show.
And I'm the head of the FBI. So then I realize GameStop is doing the pre-order at 11 a.m. the next morning.
Okay.
So this is
They're
my
still
round
good for
2.
something other than scamming stock stuff.
I go back to GameStop. Same thing. Wait in line. The website crashes for half an hour. So everyone's trying to buy this thing, which I'm not surprised because it's it's probably the highest quality product in video gaming that's come out ever. I know a PS5 and whatever, they have better graphics and everything.
Right.
But this is like the full pick. It's a handheld, but you can also play it on the TV, and it's got the same power as an Xbox One S, which is or Xbox Series S, which is really ahead of its time, you know? So everyone's trying to get this. I finally get it in my cart. I purchase it. Bank calls me again. Fraud again. So I finally end up, it goes through, I use a different card this time. I call my bank because I had a date that night, and I'm like, I need to use this card.
Right.
And I talked to him on the bank. All of a sudden, we're talking again. I said, it's a Nintendo Switch 2. He goes, oh, I got to get my hands on that. Everybody's getting this.
Oh, my God.
But I did end up getting it by using a different card, and it's now out there.
You used
and
my card that I left here on accident.
I did use your yeah. So anyway, just wanted to share that update. I'm getting the Nintendo Switch 2. Maybe we'll do some Mario Kart World stream when that comes
dude.
out.
We're going to do some Puerto Rican mode up on News.
Yeah, baby.
I want to do Uncle Laser mode.
Dude, I want that too.
Yeah.
More than anything.
I wanted to customize my own character and I'll make him Uncle Laser.
But so James, you
I've been writing.
You've been writing, yeah, because if you guys remember, maybe 6 or 7 episodes ago, James came up with this idea for a script for us to film, like a movie or some kind of a pilot.
I'm working on some projects.
Yeah, and you came to me with this thing, and I'll say it was good. I wasn't like blown away by it. I have a couple of notes that I'm sure you were aware of.
I took Paddy's notes because he said it was like, you made me like an embarrassing character. It felt like a personal attack. I felt like, it was I didn't explore things enough. Things were just said that made no sense. And I saw all the criticism and I understood it. So I went back to the drawing board, snapped back to reality. And that's what I said to myself. And I was like, I only have one shot to make Paddy read my script.
Well, I'm glad you went back to the drawing board because it did make me feel slightly embarrassed.
Right.
You
were much heavier at that time.
I was
you
much
were easier to
heavier.
mock.
That's
and so now that
true.
you're thinner, I don't see you as much of a target.
True.
When you came up to my weight, it was like a planet going into a planet. Now you're like the moon rotating around me.
Right,
so
which
I don't
is somehow
mock the moon.
less embarrassing.
My metaphors don't stick. I just say them. But so I took it. The last one was about like detectives in the 40s. They're trying to solve crimes, and that's like a whole like cop drama. And I was like, maybe the problem isn't with the writing. The writing was perfect. Everything about it was great. I think I really have a knack and a skill for like developing characters.
You do.
But maybe
I was gonna say
what?
There were some issues with the writing.
That's
like
subjective.
It was good writing, but I think you just could have made me a little bit more. There were some flaws with my character.
Right.
And I'm assuming
he
was a pedophile. He was also like a scaredy cat.
Yeah, he was like a coward.
Was like really, really dumb.
Yeah,
too.
he was,
Yeah.
and I understood that like people couldn't relate. But
Yeah.
so I'm like, let me go and fix the setting. Let me change where,
Okay.
what, who, because the writing is perfect, but
Yeah.
the characters are perfect. Let me take these characters, and I went back. I just took script. I trashed it. I think it's sitting right over here.
It is over there.
I'm like, let me just start fresh because like I'm the painter. But maybe I'll just do a fresh canvas and with new paint,
and use some new colors.
New
too.
colors.
Some new
Yeah,
colors.
yeah. And so, like, we have new lights. It's a new show. We're thinner. We're lighter. We're more agile. So, I would like us to read my new script, and I would like to get some notes on it just to see what you think of what I'm working with now, and see if you think. Because last one you were like, oh, maybe we'll try something different. So now this is something different. So if you like this, then I'll keep going into this.
Okay. Well, you said a Western, so do you mind if I play a little Western music for you?
Yeah, I don't mind at all.
Turn that down a little bit here. Maybe up a little.
Yeah,
right?
up a little bit. That's
I'll tell you what, we'll leave it here, and then if I need to fix it in post. Well, James.
So this is my script. It's called The Gay Cowboy and His Noble Friends.
Okay, so
Written by...
James Donlin.
There we go. Last time I made you read the stage directions. I think I'll read them this time.
Okay.
So if you want to scroll down, not up, down.
Address and phone number.
That's just on there. I don't put it. I don't put anything. Why do we need to know that? So interior, saloon, daytime. The Gay Cowboy. I will play the part of the Gay Cowboy.
Oh wow. Okay, that's a good change.
The Gay
I guess.
Cowboy is sleeping in the corner at a table. His large feet are up on the tabletop, and his hat is tilted over his eyes. He's big and strong and doesn't even look gay, which is very cool.
Okay.
Now you'll be playing the part of Long John Silver.
Okay.
Long John Silver, the nastiest outlaw in the West, enters the saloon.
Well, well, well. If it isn't the sheriff taking a little afternoon nap.
The Gay Cowboy replies, but doesn't move his hat or even look up. I thought I told you to never come back to this town, Long John. And they don't call me the sheriff around here. They call me the Gay Cowboy.
And why would they call you that then? On account of you being happy or on account of you laying with other men?
Little column A, little column B. Long John unholsters his pistol. I Googled it. I couldn't figure out how to spell column.
There's an N.
I'm sorry. I really Googled it, and I was like, column.
You wrote
column.
column.
It's like the name.
Marula.
I really Googled it, and I was like, I don't know. There was pictures of Greek columns, and I was like, I guess that's it. I don't think Paddy will care.
Yeah.
Long John unholsters his pistol and points it at TGC. That's the Gay Cowboy.
The Gay Cowboy.
You gonna duel me now, Gay Cowboy? I won't ask you again.
Dude, you're doing great. You sound like a Red Dead Redemption
I'm
character.
trying to do Arthur
No,
Morgan.
yeah, you're doing perfect. Ain't no need for all this shooting and whatnot. Why don't you grab a drink and relax a little?
Sorry.
Long John shoots the bartender, who drops to the ground. Dead. Glass shatters and falls to the ground, and liqueur pours out over the bar and onto the floor.
Now I'm serious, Gay Cowboy. I came to this town to kill you on account of you being different from me. Your sexuality scares and confuses me. Therefore, I have to destroy you so I never have to confront the true challenge of internal change and accepting that which I do not understand.
The Gay Cowboy stands up. Dust falls from his jacket, and he fixes his hat. He draws his pistol, ready for a duel. Now, Bill there was my favorite bartender. He knows I'm gay, but served me anyway. You done shat yourself an ally. The Gay Cowboy and Long John take their places at either side of the saloon. Long John is nervous and twitchy. The Gay Cowboy is calm and gay.
I ain't scared of you. The only thing I'm scared of is Apaches and bees.
You ought to fear me, Long John. We fire when I say draw. 1, 2, 3, come! The gay cowboy shoots a lone finger gun at Long John. Long John pulls his gun out fast and fires, but the bullets all miss the gay cowboy, perfectly outlining his shape on the wall. The gay cowboy smiles. As Long John looks down at his pants, he's busted all over his britches, and his knees go weak. TGC made Long John bust from 10 feet away with just a wink. TGC whistles. A horde of 15 Apache hunters ride into the saloon and rope up Long John. They tie his arms and his legs and his head and all start riding as fast as they can in different directions until he splits into 4 even parts. Then bees feast on his body until he's just a pile of bones and honey. The gay cowboy smiles, mounts his horse as he rides out of town. You can see his perfect asshole through a giant tear in the back of his jeans. The end.
Wow. Okay.
First of all, incredible voice work from Paddy DeFino. I didn't realize you had that in you.
Yeah, I didn't know either.
That
Apparently
was
I'm
just
the
like Arthur
perfect
Morgan from Red Dead Redemption
Long
2.
John. Now, I do have...
Tell me what you think.
Okay. This one, I will say, is better than the last one. I think this is leading into something, although you did just kill my character in an embarrassing way after you made him bust by looking at him. And also, I don't think your character is the gay. I think my guy is still the gay guy.
Why are you the gay guy?
I think you did a little misdirect.
What do you mean?
there.
I'm called the gay cowboy.
Right, but I think you did that so I would think that you're being the gay guy now. But really, my guy is the gay guy because my guy is like trying to confront his own feelings,
right?
Doesn't understand, but your guy doesn't do anything gay.
He makes a guy come from 10 feet away.
Yeah, but that's more. The onus is on my
onus.
guy.
I should put that in the script. Onus is a very Western
Onus
word.
Wagner.
Yeah, Onus John Silver. Long Onus John Silver. Onus.
So, you know what I'm saying, right? It's
Not
like,
really. I guess I don't see what you're talking about at all.
Okay. Well, yeah, I like this a lot. I notice you have this repeating thing where my character dies horrifically at the end of every script. Is
Well,
that
you're the bad
something-
guy. You're the enemy.
Okay, I guess
the script is called "The Gay Cowboy and His Noble Friends."
Right. Okay, so I'm not a noble friend.
Well, you're the nastiest outlaw in the West, and you come
Okay.
in to shoot the sheriff of this nice town.
So let me just ask you this:
Sure.
If this were to be a TV show, would you want me to be in it?
No. Maybe you could play Bill the bartender who gets shot off screen.
Oh, okay.
Like you could have a small part. I'm just looking for feedback. The last one was explicitly a vehicle for you and me, but you took that so personally because you're afraid of playing gay people.
Yeah, but that vehicle for you was a Maserati, and for me it was a unicycle.
Right.
So-
A U-Haul.
Yeah, so I just thought, maybe this is something that we could do together.
Sure.
And
Well, I thought we could develop the script together.
okay.
And you can have a cameo part. Of course I would play.
Okay, so that
Of course I would play the gay cowboy.
right. So Long John, I wouldn't play him.
No,
in
maybe
this.
someone like, I don't know, Steve Buscemi.
Okay.
Maybe like Al Pacino could come in.
Yeah,
read
is
for
he
the
still
part.
alive?
He's still kicking.
Okay.
He's like, I wanna do a western.
What about Sal Volcano?
Yeah, he'd be great for it.
Yeah.
Isn't
Hey,
he
what
the-
are you some sort of a gay cowboy?
What's better, jelly beans or M&Ms?
Joe DeRosa. Yeah.
Oh, maybe Joe
I'm
DeRosa.
not a fucking gay cat. What does Joe DeRosa sound like?
Just like that. Just like
something
an
like that.
Italian.
Well, I liked this a lot, James. I'll apologize. I'm putting this into my head. I'm thinking you're writing a 2-person script for us to perform on News from Bed. I have to be one of the characters, and I always get a little offended when my character, has kind of an arc that's as upsetting and disappointing as this.
Oh, you think it'd be upsetting to be gay? I'd be disappointed by being gay?
I'd be disappointed if I was caused to bust on command in the middle of a draw. And you
miss every
my name is
gun.
Long John Silver. I think, first of all, he's named after a fish restaurant. But it sounds like a name of a guy who's put a few people down outside of the saloon.
That's
you know?
right, yeah.
So it's just not like when you think of a Western, you think of like two real gunslingers,
right,
you know?
right.
And my guy kind of falls short
But
of
I feel
that.
like I was like, when I was writing this, yeah, of course, maybe at the end of the day, after it goes through production and some rounds of development, maybe you wouldn't play him. But I definitely channeled you into Long John Silver. I was thinking Paddy could pull this off.
Worse.
I was going to say it's based on the life of Paddy DeFino.
Oh.
But I decided against it because I know I changed some things. Because you're not afraid of bees.
Right.
That's like how it deviates from you. You know?
That's one of the main differences, I would say.
Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think of like a Western in modern times that like kind of confronts like modern issues? Like
I
Western
love it.
comes out, but like, you know, he's the gay cowboy.
Right.
That's
I mean,
big. Look at Snow White. Lesbian Snow White.
It's kind of a Brokeback Mountain kind of thing.
Right.
But like, I guess the angle I like in this is your character is the gay cowboy, but he's not overtly doing anything gay.
Right.
Because I think that's where Hollywood gets gay people wrong.
Right.
Is they make them this extraneous kind of like,
Hello,
I'm wearing like a pink.
I'm Buzz Lightyear.
Yeah, I'm wearing a pink toupee. Yeah.
Excuse me, Woody. The live action remake of Toy Story.
Yeah. And not all gay people are like that. I will say probably most of them are.
アンクルレーザーイズ A ファゲット
But there's not like a huge, you know, that's just a bad representation of gay people as a whole.
And that's their fault.
and
That's
it-
not me. That's on them.
That's on Hollywood. And that pigeonholes them into this like little thing. I like that your guy is just like, I'm the gay cow. I'm out. I have no fear, but I'm also not like out here trying to like grab every cock within sight.
Yeah.
I'm making the people around me confront their own insecurities.
Yeah.
So I do like that a lot.
Do you think that your big little first of all, there's two sections of the script. Can you scroll up?
Sure.
See, you're interpreting this as an internal gay struggle from Long John's speech here. Now I'm serious, gay cowboy. I came to this town to kill you on account of you being different from me.
Right.
So he's afraid of what's different from him. Your sexuality scares and confuses me. Therefore, I have to destroy you so I never have to confront the true challenge of internal change and accepting that which I do not understand.
Okay.
I don't know if that necessarily implies that he's gay. He does let another man make him come from a wink and a point.
Right. I think that's what makes him gay. I think this is like, okay, we don't know exactly what's going through his mind, but when he comes his pants, I go, I bet this guy was secretly gay the whole time.
I'm trying to do like, I guess that, but that's actually a plus because it's show more than tell. I'd rather him not just say like, I'm secretly gay, and then the gay cowboy's like takes him to like the gay saloon where there's like they're playing like Chapel Roan,
which in modern days would just be the saloon. You know,
right?
Cowboys are pretty notably gay in modern day.
Oh yeah.
Modern day gay.
We live in a town of pavement princesses, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
You know what that is?
Nope.
It's a guy who buys a big giant truck but doesn't do any like work or haul anything.
Oh, okay.
They just call him a pavement princess because he just bought a big truck because he wants to feel cool.
To just drive it around.
It's pretty gay.
That's pretty gay.
Okay.
But yeah, I will say, James, this was a step in the right direction.
And how do you think about how your character comes to an end here? What do you think of his? Because he goes, I'm not afraid of nothing but Apaches and bees. And then that's like what does his undoing. I call it like a bit of like clever foreshadowing. He like says what he's afraid of. And then the thing that he's afraid of kills him in the end after he busts.
That is nice. I think if this were to be like a TV show or a movie or something, there has to be like a another TV show that comes out after this, but that's like a prologue to this where you can see why Long John Silver is afraid of bees, you know?
Yeah.
Like maybe they had sex with his wife.
Right.
Maybe
he stuck his dick in a bee hole.
Right. Jerry Seinfeld had sex with his wife
Yeah.
and he just associates that
Oh, dude, a
bees
bee movie like this is like a prequel to the Bee Movie.
to the B movie.
Oh.
This is the A movie. So
Okay.
when they pull him apart. So my question is, why do they kill him? Why do they do that? Because it's a horde of 15 Apache hunters.
Yeah, and they shot at the gay cowboy. He wanted to duel.
Right.
He got
okay.
ran out of town. This is in it, dude. You got to fucking pay attention. I
Yeah.
know your retard engineering degree didn't prepare you for media literacy.
Sorry, can I itch my balls?
Of course, it's your balls. It's your bed. I'm sure this bed is built for ball itching, dude.
It was born on that.
But molded by balls. I didn't scratch my cock till I was already
Okay,
mad.
now it's coming in. I guess
They
when
tie his arms and legs
Yeah.
up. So the Gay Cowboy, he's just like, he's like, and then he like busts,
And
and
then
then the bust, he's like, oh, he's busting and he can't fire.
Right.
But because the Gay Cowboy is such a slick, Western kind of cool guy, all the bullets kind of outline, like he has like a 6-shooter, but somehow he shoots so many bullets, it outlines his full, like around his cowboy hat.
Right.
It's a little bit of
okay.
magical realism, I like to say. I've
Okay.
coined that term. And he whistles because he's got these folks on his payroll. The Apache hunters ride in, rope up Long John Silver's, much like a fish gets roped up. That's kind of the metaphor I'm going for by making him named after my favorite restaurant. And they tie his arms and legs up, and I think what's powerful is they're so strong, and like not only are we emboldening like gay people with strong male gay characters, but we're also emboldening the Native Americans.
Correct.
Because they're
Yes.
so strong and cunning that they can tear a man into 4 even pieces.
Right. Yeah, that's true.
I don't even know which piece gets the head.
And even is like kind of surprising because
Yeah.
that would mean, it would have to be like the chest and then half of the head on
Yes.
both arms.
Yes.
And then like maybe like kind of half of to the belly button.
Yeah, they rip
'Cause
your
legs
head in
way
half
more.
just by pulling your arms in different directions.
Yeah. Which did you ever see Bone Tomahawk?
I haven't seen Bowden Tomahawk.
It's a very good movie. There's kind of like a scene like this.
Really?
Where they split a guy in half, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And it's like one of the most gruesome scenes ever. So you're kind of just opening the floodgates with. I think this is a great opening scene to establish everything about the Gay Cowboy.
Yeah, he's cool. He's got like 15 Apache hunters on his back.
Right.
He's got a hole in his pants that exposes his perfect asshole.
Yes. Yeah.
That's like
yeah. And the Gay Cowboy, he's very calm and gay, as you said.
Yeah.
I liked that in that line.
Now Bill there, and he emboldens people to protect the gays because he's like, now Bill there after you, not the character, you shoot
Right.
the bartender. He goes, now Bill there was my favorite bartender. He knows I'm gay, but served me anyway in an era and a world.
Yeah, where
without
that was not common.
He serves this guy.
Right.
You done shot yourself an ally.
Right.
He will not only defend gays and kill people or make them bust because they have secret internal feelings about being gay, but he will get revenge if you hurt even someone that he knows. Like you scratch his cock, he scratches your asshole.
Sure.
So anyway, this is kind of what I'm working on. It's kind of my magnum opus kind of thing, like my big thing, and I think people will be like, "Oh, the Gay Cowboy." You mean James Donlan's project?
Yeah,
of course. Yeah, I think this could be like what
It could
rockets
be
me.
James Donlan's The Gay Cowboy.
Oh yeah.
But not like James Donlan is the gay, just James Donlan apostrophe S.
Well, I will be playing the Gay Cowboy.
That is true.
James Donlan's the Gay Cowboy and has a double meaning.
Yeah.
It's both my story
And
and me.
Your game. Yeah. Well, let's give it up for James. Wow, what an incredible script. Beautiful.
Beautiful.
That's I think that's a good kind of, it's not a good transition into this, but I have something prepared for you because as you know, James, very sadly over the past couple days, we lost the Pope.
Yeah.
And Pope Francis, right?
The gay Pope, I call him.
The gay Pope. The gay Pope boy. The gay preacher boy.
The Gay Cow Pope.
Which, by the way, if you haven't seen
Sinners.
Go check that out. Great movie.
Yeah, especially if you're black.
Especially if you're black. If you're white, you just sit there and go, the music's really good.
A lady tweeted, she was like, I left Sinners and the white people in the film were smiling at me like I made the goddamn film. Very funny, very funny.
Some people were upset about it. I don't think there's any reason to be upset
How
about
would you
it.
be upset about it?
I think it was a great film. But, the Pope has passed away.
Yeah, suspiciously around the same time Sinners came out.
And that J.D. Vance was there. They're saying there might be a connection.
Yeah.
But yeah, suspiciously when Sinners came out, that's correct. as you know, when the Pope dies, they hit him in the head with a little hammer, right?
Right, to make sure he's dead.
To make sure he's dead. Because I'll tell you what, anytime I've been hit in the head with a hammer, I wake up. No matter what state I'm in.
Yeah, Andre P. Hammercock.
Right, a little throwback there to the other.
Yeah.
But James, there's a process for selecting the new Pope. I believe the official process is all of the cardinals get together in the Vatican.
The baseball team?
The baseball team. It's Jim Edmonds and Albert Pujols.
Yeah, they get all the Cardinals, and then they get the entire MLB baseball team, and they decide.
And they play a 9-inning scrimmage.
And whoever has the best RBI
is the Pope.
Yep. Religious-based index.
But there is a process.
I like how you said that.
The Pope.
The Pope.
Where all the
conclave.
cardinals get together and they pray on it. Did you know this? They pray for days and days and days until they all individually come up with the same person as the Pope.
Yes.
I don't know if this is true.
We don't know what happens. They lock themselves away, and then they have smoke, and like it's white smoke if they don't have the Pope, and then the black, right? It's like
there's like a different.
They let this
color
black smoke go out. It's like they've chosen a Pope. And there's like red smoke. It's like they want Papa John. Green smoke. They need weed. They just signal with different colored smoke. Baby indigo smoke. They want Rodney Dangerfield.
But I think that's a very fine way to choose the Pope. But I would like to play a game with you where we choose the Pope in more of a traditional game show style.
Oh, shit.
So, James.
A little Kevin MacLeod on this bitch?
Kevin MacLeod.
Kevin MacLeod has made the most copyright-free music of any artist.
Oh, really?
That's like how I know him. He's in college, they'd be like, use a Kevin MacLeod song.
Yeah. I don't know who that is, but James, I would like to present you with The Hatchler. So
The Hatchelette.
The Hatchelette, correct. The Hatchelette. The hat, of course, being the Pope's hat.
Get it, Kevin!
James, we are in for a sweet one. And I'll tell you what, at the end of this episode, I'm going to give you some contestants, and you're going to choose who you want to be the Hatchelette's Pope. The Pope.
The Hatchler, that Blatchler, that Pope.
So let's get right into it.
I love this.
Let's get into the actual hat.
Is that Benedict?
That is, I believe, Benedict Ratzinger.
Who's Ratzinger?
Ratzinger was his last name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
And he was a Nazi and a pedophile.
I don't know if that's true.
Let's not.
I don't think he was a Nazi and a pedophile. Wasn't he
he
alive
was.
when they picked the new Pope? He like stepped down.
He did step down
Right.
because of all the Nazi pedophiliisms. But James, here, let's get to the actual hat. What are we trying to get here? It's a beautiful hat. I mean, look at that hat. You can eat a bowl of chili out of that hat. You could
Eat a bowl of children out of that hat. Child chili.
I'll tell you what, you would look great in that hat.
Thank you.
We should
you.
get a couple of Pope hats for the show.
I would love
think.
it. I would love to drive around the Pope mobile with you in the back.
Oh, dude, that would be
Just
incredible.
jerking it around town and no one can stop you because
Yeah,
it's
because
bulletproof
it's
glass.
bulletproof, yeah.
Just people firing at you while you're trying to bust.
And I'm firing right back at them.
you're firing
yeah.
out.
But that hat is probably a $700 or $800 hat, easy. Right?
Probably more than that.
It's probably more. The real hat is probably more.
Yeah.
If
Oh, you
we
mean
were to-
that hat? Yeah.
That hat on Temu is probably like $700.
Yeah, you can buy a whole Pope hat. The new Pope's hat will be bought on Temu.
Correct. So that's what that's what you want. That's,
Who is that,
that's
Lucas
what we're
Arnold?
playing for. That's
He's like, oh no, religion, my gayness.
that's Natan Batalov.
Oh.
It's like, what if women were just all dead? You know.
It's a great idea.
That's
It's a
a
great
good-
point, Natan. I haven't seen that guy in 4 years.
So anyway, yeah, this song is just going to loop, just so you know. But anyway, James, let's meet some of the contestants. Now, before...
I feel like Lord Farquaad in Shrek.
Yeah, this is...
Bachelor number one.
That's what we're going
Number three,
for.
my lord. Number three.
Pick number 3. Before we get into the contestants, we have to break down the stats of all of these contestants. So they're going to be broken down in levels of skill based on prayer, presentation, miracles, incense skill, and Italianness.
Ew.
The 5 most important assets of being the next pope.
Word.
So I want you to kind of take all of this into account when you, James, are choosing the next pope of America.
Of the United States.
The first contestant, you named him earlier, James. Popa John.
Oh! He's in the running?
Popa John is in the running. So as you can see, prayer, not so great.
No.
Presentation,
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Miracles, a little less than average.
But have you had that bread? That crust?
That's where he's getting some of his points. Exactly. The way he uses that sauce. You know, his incense skills, though, very low.
Right.
He's more of a wood-fired kind of guy.
But carrying him is that high-level Italianness, Paddy, and I think that might bring him into the pro leagues if he wants to be your next pope.
That's correct. He has a lot of Italianness here. What do you see when you see Popa John?
I just think about how he said the N-word in a meeting.
Yeah, so I guess his prayer should be higher, you would think.
You would think, but I don't think that disqualifies him from this.
Absolve some of his sins here, but okay. So yeah, there's Popa John. He's the first contestant.
I love him.
We have 8 contestants. Just so you know. Okay.
I gotta get out of here.
Next up, we have Glenn Quagmire. Now, Glenn, of course,
half Asian,
full of prayer. Not much presentation. That shirt, I think he's going to have to ditch that for the Pope
He'd look great in the hat, though.
He would look pretty good in the hat. Incense skills are pretty good. Not very Italian, though, I will say. What do you think? What do you see when you see Glenn Quagmire?
I think Glenn is a great candidate for Pope. I do think he has a dark past. He can fly, though. He is a pilot, so that gives him some benefits of being able to get himself around. In an emergency, 20,000 feet above the air, he's always able to hop in.
Right.
Kind of a miracle when you think about it. But, the Italianness levels are low. Quagmire, I believe that's a Dutch last name. But I didn't realize he prayed that much. So.
He does. He's a man of prayer, which we want to see in a Pope. So
very
anyway.
nice. Lower than Papa John, though. I'm giving my votes. I'll give you where they're at.
Sure. Well, next, James, we have Danny DeVito.
Oh!
So Danny DeVito, not much of a prayer, not much in presentation, but as you can see, the rest of the stats, he's well matched against his competitors.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I think that's great. Okay, so what's it? Miracles? He's got a high level of miracles.
High level of miracles.
Because somehow he's managed to still be alive.
That's the biggest miracle of all. Being that small and that fucking retarded, you would think he would be a dead guy.
Yeah, incense level, I think he probably just smells like that.
He probably does.
And Italianness, I would even rank him a little higher. Maybe
I think that's an underrated Italianness.
But
score.
Perhaps, maybe he doesn't have Italian wife, and that can bring down your Italianness. Maybe he didn't live with his mom till 35. That lowers your Italianness.
Right. Also, being in Always Sunny, that's kind of an Irish show.
That is an Irish show. That's for us. That's for us.
That's right. That
Not for you guys. You guys have The Sopranos and Real Housewives of New Jersey.
Speaking of that Sopranos on him, that's not a very Italian nose either.
Clearly, yeah. We'll see about him.
So let's move on to the next contestant. We have Popa Fett. So this is kind of a spin-off of Boba Fett, but that's what he would be referred to as.
Okay.
Popa Fett. Prayer is high. Presentation. James, that presentation is through the roof.
You can't beat that suit, dude. He looks incredible. That's why they gave him the Book of Boba Fett. And, he's got quality looks. He's the first one to do it. He literally carried an entire brand and identity of being a badass and a cool character just based off a costume. He says maybe 2 words in the original Star Wars series.
Right, which is why his Italianness is so low.
Right, because he would be talking a lot. Almost never talks with his hands. He speaks with his gun, which is less Italian. That's more of a black people thing.
That's correct. So he's missing out on the latter skills here, the miracles and the incense skills, but let's be honest, how much of that is really necessary in today's popehood? Right. Not too much.
He may be my front runner at this point.
All right.
He might. It's all about presentation when it comes to the Catholic Church.
Well, here we go.
Like presenting your balls to an altar boy.
Correct. And here we have, speaking of presenting balls to an altar boy, our next contestant is Waluigi.
Oh, dude. couldn't be more Italian.
Could not be more Italian, has exceptional presentation and incense skills, but James, where he lacks is honestly on the religious aspects with prayers and miracles. What do you think about Waluigi?
I think I've seen Waluigi pull off some miracles in a late stage round of Mario Kart.
That's correct.
Pulling out a dub, but I don't think that would apply as much, Paddy, when you're getting into the Vatican. So if you want to be Italian, that's about half of the way there. And if you want to have beautiful presentation like Waluigi, that gives you a leg up on your competition. And I'll tell you, Paddy, Waluigi has legs to spare.
Okay. I think that vocal thing might go back.
Sure.
Anyway, so that's Waluigi. Next up we have Gibby from iCarly.
Oh, shit, dude.
Gibby, he's an underdog,
You know,
I will
met you, I
say.
was like, oh, I didn't know Gibby did stand-up.
Wow, I've heard that about Gibby and Kyle Rittenhouse now.
Kyle Gibbonhouse.
But anyway, James.
Kyle Gibbonhouse. That's my friend Paddy.
He might be the first pope to be shirtless.
Yeah. He's the
And-
Bert Kreischer of the Catholic Church.
Correct.
So he prays a lot. Beautiful presentation. Look how he's presenting those supple young boy breasts.
Yep.
You can notice how the nipple inverts a bit, which I've had familiar with as a chubby youngster. Miracles low. I don't think he does miracles. He's just a feat of human, like an anomaly in human strength and physicality.
Right.
Incense low, but that's a frivolous score anyway. It almost doesn't calculate into your in your overall score here.
Sure.
And Italianness, I mean, you can't grant the guy less than that because that's really like he maybe even get a little bit more. The Italianness score is sort of tripping me up here because based on the way this guy looks, he's like looks like every Italian kid I knew in Long Island.
Right. He could be more Italian. I agree. I think what hurts him is,
Being a
just
child.
being a child. Italians are typically not children.
Yes.
They turn Italian later in life.
Right. They
kind
transition.
of like Jewish. There's not a lot of Jewish children unless you're Hasidic, but as you get older, you get more Jewish. It's with Gibbsidic, exactly. So, anyway, Gibby, kind of a sneaky contender here for Pope. Don't count him out.
I gotta say though, Paddy, Pope Buffett and Waluigi might have him beat.
Let's move on to our next contestant, a fan favorite here on News from Bed. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Uncle Laser.
Oh, dude, Uncle Laser, high prayer, like low prayer, high presentation.
High
though.
presentation.
That guy might be all presentation. His miracles are low because have you seen that guy's act? There's no miracles in sight. I would say it's a miracle he has any fame at all. When it comes to incense, though, that guy's pretty high. I think they might have thought it was incest when they gave him that high of a score.
That might be correct, James. And I'll tell you what's hurting him a little bit is the Italianism.
Which confuses me, because that hair is a bowl of spaghetti.
But I think where his problem is, he doesn't talk with his hands. Instead, he uses his hands to hold the microphone.
Exactly. He uses his arms and hands to beat women.
Which is pretty Italian.
Pretty Italian.
So, Uncle Laser, he might make a good pope one day.
Hey, he might. He's already gay, so it could help him get the rest of the way. Those tattoos are holding you back, Uncle Laser. Incredible presentation. That incense, that's just because you wear so much goddamn cologne.
Correct. And I'll tell you what, there's nothing I'd love to do more than hit him in the head with a hammer. Let's move on to our final contestant, also a fan favorite on News from Bed. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the ghost of Popal Rodney Dangerfield.
Whoa, dude, look at him.
So he's slightly transparent. He's
like
purple, which sounds like Popal. And he's dead, which makes him a ghost. He might be the top candidate for the next pope.
He's all miracle, half Italian, and low incense. He is the ghost of Popal, Rodney Dangerfield. Now,
Correct.
he's full of prayer because he is
Full
a
of
force
prayer.
ghost from beyond our dimension. His presentation is low because you can throw rocks and see through him. His spirituality, that's what miracles. I mean, it's a miracle this guy came back. Miracle even more the fact that he's purple.
Correct. And I think what's hurting his presentation is he just doesn't get a lot of respect in that category.
Yeah. Let me tell you, he doesn't get a lot of respect. Incense low, you might need. I think the incense gets a little bit of points because you need a fog machine to see him because he's almost like laser effects at an EDM concert.
Correct.
But
I'll
Italian-
tell you, what is Skrillex coming on next?
Oh, what do I tell you? No respect for Zed. No respect at all.
But I'll tell you what, he's looking great in the miracles department because...
Hey, I'll tell you my top 3. Waluigi, Popefet, and the ghost of Pope Lee Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow, James. Well, it has come that time in the Hatchelette for you to decide who your next pope is. Now, we'll do a very quick rundown of all your candidates here on
you were going to do them all again.
Yep, here they all are on screen.
All right, let's go one at a time. I'll do eliminations, and we'll break it down here. Papa John, great candidate, great guy. I love everything he's ever said in a corporate board meeting, but he cannot be my next pope. He's got to focus on the pizza. Now, Glenn Quagmire, the only thing holding him back is being a fictional character voiced by Seth MacFarlane. Seth MacFarlane, famous black Irish, because of that black hair and those squinty eyes. I don't think Glenn Quagmire can qualify. If I'm knocking out Pope John, Glenn Quagmire, unfortunately, you fall below him, you'll be knocked out. Now, Danny DeVito, why would we elect an old pope? You're down to your last few years as is.
Correct.
You got to get through the last couple seasons of this dragging out kind of show that's going on with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. So, Danny DeVito, I'm sorry, our top 3 on the first 3 lists, you are all knocked out.
All right, James, that takes us to the second line of the list. A lot of heavy hitters in this line.
Now, the presentation of Popefet kind of carries him through. I believe he has almost the highest presentation of anyone, and presentation is power when it comes to being a pope.
It goes a long way, James.
You make it to my top 3, Popefet. I love you, and I respect you for getting up in that Sarlacc pit. Now, Gibby, I cannot in good conscience elect you as a child to the paposphere.
Although, James, I will say, I don't know if he's a child anymore.
That's true. He might have aged out, but his stats are kind of based on his existence in the iCarly universe.
That is true.
Also a fictional character. We know Boba Fett, Waluigi, Rodney Dangerfield, and Uncle Laser are all not fictional characters, so Gibby, you will have to be knocked out. Now, Waluigi, I mean, he's stacked. He's OP for this.
James,
honestly.
when I look at Waluigi, I see a guy who I'd like to see lead those in the Vatican.
I think, Waluigi, you make it to the top 3, so I have to pick one final one out of Uncle Laser and the ghost of Popal Rodney Dangerfield. Now, in my thought here, Uncle Laser, he's on the road. He's busy sexually assaulting bartenders. So I think Uncle Laser, you have too much on your plate as is, and I'm not talking about that spaghetti on top of your head.
Correct.
You linguini Uncle Fuck, you cannot go into the Poposphere.
All right.
So our top 3 for me are Popefet, Waluigi, and the ghost of Popal Rodney Dangerfield.
Wow, congratulations to the top 3. We will now be selecting the final winner here on the Hatchelette. James, it is time for you to pick your final guy.
Very nice, Paddy. Very good job. Okay, so I do think people are going to have a hard time. It'll be a controversial pick if I do choose this, so I will have to unfortunately knock out the ghost of Popal Rodney Dangerfield.
Ooh, that's a tough one. Handing him his scepter, he'll walk out of the room, and we'll watch him kind of glaze through the wall as he exits.
Glaze through the wall like a donut?
Like a donut.
Like one of your famous donuts,
Rodney Donutfield.
Ronnie Donutfield. So it comes down to Popefet or Waluigi, and I gotta say, Paddy, Waluigi, his stats are stacked against Popefet. Popefet has an incredible charisma to him, but Waluigi has almost there. And what Waluigi has in incense and Italianness, it just annihilates Popefet. But I will say, Popefet is a personal favorite. I do feel like maybe when they go down into the voting and when they're in the conclave trying to choose, Popefet could hold his own. But just because he has the capacity to take the role, I don't believe he's earned it. My Pope is one Mr. Waluigi.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your Pope, Waluigi.
I just didn't know how I would feel when it happened.
This
I
has
was so
been
important to me, and now that I chose him, I just know that it's so special and important.
I think you made a great decision, James, and thank you all for joining us.
I'm just so happy.
We will be back next year when we kill Waluigi for a new season of The Hatchelette. Thank you very much, and bye-bye. Well, James.
Wow.
That was fantastic.
I
You
think-
did great.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is just going to unlock a lot of cool like downloads for DLC for Mario Kart World. I mean, Waluigi driving around in the Pope Mobile, throwing bananas, going through the Vatican and Rome and Italy. There's going to be a
Right.
whole extension map that's just entire Italy. I think it's really powerful.
I think it is too. This is going to do so much for the Mario and Nintendo universe. First, Italian Pope of Japanese descent, which is something that I never thought we would see.
An Italian Japanese guy.
Right.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Was he put tomato sauce in his ramen?
Yeah, what does he put noodles on his rice?
Hey, let me tell you. Prosciutto on your sushi?
I think I'm a Lutheran now.
Hey, you don't want me? I'll go be the Pope of getting my dick sucked. I'll tell you what. I'm Pope Rodney Dangerfield. I'm the Pope of the afterlife.
Well, I think that takes us to the end of the episode here, James.
Wow. I mean, we did so much. We worked on a script. We talked about you buying the new Switch. And we picked the new Pope. So I think it's a really important episode. If you're not watching this show, you're on the outside and you want to be on the inside, you got to come the bed indoors, hit the vape,
indoors.
pop the Zin, whatever you got to do. Some shows I've heard say give it a year. News from Bed, I say give it an episode.
That's right. Give it a full episode. We thank you all for watching. If you haven't checked it out yet, check out patreon.com/newsfrombed. We do an extra episode every single week. If you're a foot guy, that's where you get the barefoot episode, which I try to cut out of frame for the people that are not there for the feet, just as but you get it still if you're a foot person. You can get your choice. We do a lot of fun stuff. We have a little more of a casual episode, but I'll tell you what, when I get that new Nintendo Switch, we'll be doing a lot of coverage on that on the Patreon. So, and if you just want to support the show, go there, check it out.
And please subscribe. If you watch and you haven't subscribed.
Right.
We're not annoying. We don't send notifications. We don't bother you. We just want to hit 1K. We need 18 more of you to subscribe. And I think that we post clips. You get a lot of benefits when you subscribe. You'll be invited to the block party that we do when we hit 5,000 subscribers.
Yeah, the barbecue. So, thank you.
We have our own
guys.
barbecue. You might have heard of a barbecue certain types of people might get invited to.
Correct.
News from Bed, we have our own barbecue. And there's a certain demographic of people who are not invited to ours.
That's right.
And those are Filipinos.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll see you over on the Patreon, or we'll see you next week on News from Bed. Good night.